I may walk slowly, but I never walk back. Abraham Lincoln. My friends, take your time. We only ask 10 to 15 minutes each and every day to learn by doing. You can do this. Patreon members, we sent out to you a whole bunch of stuff yesterday. The 3-wave trades that I once a week curate for you to look at and to practice trade, the weekly vertical crossovers, and of course, our charting commodities and cryptos. All of those are in your box. And again, with all the Patreon members, you can always find everything at the Patreon site. So just go there under Charting Wealth. If you're not a Patreon member, want to support the work we do here, help underwrite the cost of putting all this on, we'd appreciate it. Let's jump into these charts. Stocks, bonds, gold up, Bitcoin down. Let's look at how we're going for this week. Isn't it beautiful? We saw where we had a peak bottom, where we had high volume and then struggling around last week, but decent volume. This week, the volume is not quite there yet. We only have Friday left, but we do have a green up candle, higher high than last week, up 0.59% on the S&P. So again, don't like this super flat trend line, but it is at least trending in the right direction and moving up. You can see on the half day, on the 2-day, and when it comes to 2 days, this 2-day candle will finish drawing tomorrow. Let's move on to the NASDAQ 100 and see where we are there. Now, the NASDAQ 100 popped up, hit this ceiling, and up 0.95% today. It is trying to push through. The candle body itself has not, but we can see where the wick has pushed through with a higher high. We look on the 2-day, you can see where it's pushing through. And on the half day, where it popped up through in the morning and slid over, maybe losing a little bit in the afternoon. But again, it was a ceiling. Maybe it's not anymore. We'll continue to keep an eye on what's happening, of course, on the weekly chart. We can see the volume has continued to go down, but price is moving up. And like I said, 0.95%. So that is good to see. Again, once again, we can see where if you understand volume and you pay attention to it, and you follow the wave, that is the 3 waves of price movement, using your trend line, using your volume, and using your Heikin-Ashi candlesticks over and over and over again, you will ride the waves to success. Prove it to yourself by doing it each and every day for free. Practice trading. Now, let's look at where we are with bonds. We saw bonds again hit up on 1, 2, 3, 4 points where it's hit before and pushing off of that. Went red on the volume last week. We hit that high the prior week. And again, up a little bit for the day, 0.46%, but a red spinning top at this time. Volume not up to the average yet. We can see where it broke. And we just sort of kept this going so you could see it. We don't really have a way to draw because there's so much of a sideways slide. We don't have a way to draw a very good trend line in the opposite direction. So guess what? We don't fake it. We wait till it makes it. And when it makes it, we'll then draw it. Let's move on to gold. Gold just keeps on a giving. It's up 0.90%. Now we can see the volume went negative this week. We haven't reached the higher of the prior week. We are above as far as the trend line goes on the weekly. 2-day is sitting right there on it. Half day is above it. We can see where gold has moved up, sideways, up, little down, and then sideways. Starting, it looks like, to try to claw its way back. We'll wait, we'll watch, we'll see. But those of you who jumped into gold early, it has done quite well for you, has it not, in that practice trade? Yes, it has, my friends. Now, there'll be more to see about what's up with Bitcoin and all if you follow our charting cryptos and commodities. We'll put it out tomorrow for everybody. Patreon members have a shot at it now. And again, we're just hoping at some point in this world Bitcoin will get its act together again and we can find a chart that one can actually follow and not just jump in and watch it meander here, there, and yonder and not be able to do too much with it. Down for the day, 1.55%. You can really see the big sideways slide here in Bitcoin over many, many days, here over the last couple of weeks. So we'll keep an eye on it, continue to follow it, see where it leads us, and when it will start giving us some signals that we can actually follow. Hopefully that'll be happening. Remember, the whole reason I started following Bitcoin is because you guys asked me to. And we had a time period where Bitcoin was trackable. We had some successful practice trades on it. Not lately. So you know what? If you can't follow it, you don't put it into your pocket. You let it sit there and you just wait for it to finally start working again. If it ever does, and many times things do. I've had great charts for years and then had them die. And when I say a chart dies, it means it's not trackable anymore. You want to see charts that are just beautiful. The S&P here of late has been quite nice. One I haven't looked at in a while. Let's look at it. I've always loved Altria. Now, it on this weekly chart, yeah, it is not bad at all. Altria is one of the tobacco companies, and it has for many years just been not only is it one of these beautiful charts to track, but it also pays a nice dividend. Now, if you're like me, I don't buy these. I don't buy tobacco stocks. I just don't. It's just a personal moral thing for me, but plenty of folks don't mind that. Might be something you might look at as time goes along, something you might want to practice trade. Whatever you find that interests you, my friends, that is what it's all about. Learning by doing and enjoying it, and maybe having a little bit of knowledge about what the industry is that you are following. Particularly if you're an engineer, you're a software person, a computer person, maybe you've got some inside skinny on something, you at least know what's going on in the industry. Might be some stocks you might want to look at there. That's where we are, folks. Appreciate you being with us all week. We always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.